Hello and welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda and today is Free Pattern Friday, yay! And we have a challenge for you. But before we get into this cute little block at Scrap Buster, and I'm going to call it Kate's Folly because I'm naming it after my friend Kate, my dear friend Kate. We want to talk to you about Kay at Kays Cutz. Now her channel, YouTube channel, does a lot of like embroidery pieces and all that stuff. But I just think some of her stuff is so lovely. You guys have got to go check her out. And when you do check her out, please tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. Now, we also have a Facebook group where we're sharing pictures of what we're working on and what we're doing and having a lot of fun there. We also have use of the rooms feature within that group. So ladies are setting themselves up with virtual sew dates all the time, and we're having just a great time. You know, like usually if you want somebody to sew with, chances are you get in there, you send a message, and everybody, you know, there's a few people that are able to join. They'll join right away or tell you when they're able to join. So that's kind of a fun little feature that we have going. But this is the layout for Kate's Folly. Now, there's two ways of doing this. We're not shaming anybody and saying, well, you have to use your 2.5-inch squares that you've got in drawers. There's none of that kind of shaming. But it can be made that way, or it can be made from jelly roll strips. So it's your choice. Come on in. We've got lots of sewing to do today. Okay, so here's the layout for Kate's Folly. Now the pattern for the block and the layout is going to be in the show notes below. So just in case you're wondering where this is. So the first thing we got to do is sew together our 5.5-inch squares. Now if you're doing this by cutting or putting your like jelly roll strips together, this is perfect, because then once you get all 5 strips together, then you just cut like 2.5-inch strings and you sew them together. This becomes really fast piecing, and it's fun to to get something done fast like this. So you just go through, and I kind of organize these a little bit, but just by laying them out a certain way, I thought, okay, that looks good. But I'm going to use 2.5-inch bricks because that's what I have. I have 2.5-inch bricks. So I'm just going to lay this out. Or 2.5-inch squares, I mean. Now I'm also going to be doing some leaders and ender work here because I went and harvested all my purple hexies that I could, all the small stuff out. So now I have nothing but small stuff left. Or I've got bigger stuff. I went and harvested all the EPP out of my purple crumb box that I could. And I got them in like 2 sizes. One's like 3/4 inch and the other one was 1 inch. So that was fun. Anyways, Kate's Folly comes under the, okay, what can we do to have some fun with this? This is a free pattern. Now we're leaving this open to any guild who wants to use it as a charity quilt. Or, it's kind of like make a charity quilt out of it. So now the last of the 5 are going together. And this is how it got laid out, right? So there. Now we're just pushing this closed, just like this. And another quick little leader ender comes in. There, I make lots of these. And I just, sew little crumb blocks together. Sometimes I've got a little project. Today I've got a little crumb block. Just sew crumb blocks together and make it work. Okay, so I'm going to finger press this open so it lies nice and flat. Now this is going to measure 2.5 wide and 10.5 long, right? So they're going to fit perfectly with your 10.5-inch whites. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it over, and also gives all your seams a chance to nest. And the deal is we're going to try and get people to make charity quilts for the stay in their community out of this pattern. So I also want to let people know, if you're part of a quilt guild, I speak to quilt guilds for free. So a lot of the guilds right now they're struggling with their speakers and how much they have to pay for them. So if you think your members might like listening to me chatter, let me know, or give your get your program person from your guild to give me a shout, and we'll set up a thing to go talk to your guild. My husband and I were talking about that, and it was just like, it's a perfect way for me to give back to the community. Now, this is how we've got it so far. Now, I'm going to press to the least resistance, which is not to the dark in this case, because you want to give all those things a place to rest. That way your block stays nice and flat, and it's just perfect. So now we go to the other side, right? And we put this on, and we flip it over so we don't lose, you know, sometimes your seam will flip on you. You don't want that to happen. So these, like I say, they come together really quick. Anyways, I was talking to my husband about, you know, speaking to quilt guilds and that, and I do speak for free, and I haven't got a lot of experience doing that, but it's a way for us to talk to you about being like a quilting or a quilting artist, and to talk how to get other quilters involved, and, you know, just to have a lot of other fun. But this is a challenge to get people to make charity quilts that stay in their community. So I'm just going to run this last one through, this last little crumb block through, and now we get to the ta-da moment. Okay, so this is our cute little block. And to make a twin size quilt out of this 10.5-inch block, you only need 42, and you're going to go, it's like 6 across, 7 down. But I have, like, my friend Kate was so taken by the layout that we planned the layout, and we put that in the show notes as well. And there is an alternate method of doing it as well. It's a little more, you know, like, it's not as easy as a 4.5 and 2.5-inch squares, because we know you have them somewhere in your stash. You can also take this and put 5 jelly roll strips, like 2.5 inches by width of fabric, and, you know, put 5 of them together, and then cut your pieces, your, you know, strips off this way at 2.5 inches, and you would have perfect little placing for this. Now, with this pattern as well, I have not said where you place your low volume or your background or whatever. I just left it wide open, because I would imagine there's a lot of people that are going to be digging through their scraps, finding out some pretty funky, fun colors through these little squares, and then other colors for the larger pieces, right? Because I think it looks best if this patch, these two sides are matched, like the same color, because you could put 2 greens with this and it would look fine. Or, you know, whatever color you love. If you like the black and white prints with this, you know, shot of little color running through it, that's fine, do it. I have not decided which way I'm going to go yet, but when I do my community service quilt, because that's the challenge, Kate's Folly is all about the challenge of, if you can afford to make one charity quilt, make your charity quilt and give it to your community person service through your local quilt guild. It then stays in your area that you're working on, and, you know, and it's going to go to somebody who really needs a quilt, who's having a very hard time. The quilt guilds know all the charities that are accepting quilts, and they work towards trying to get these loving little quilts into the hands of somebody who really needs them. So I hope you take up my challenge. This is a fun free pattern Friday challenge, and I can't wait to see what you guys make of these. Okay? Until then, I hope you have an amazing week ahead, and you guys all take care, okay? Bye! My husband and I would love to thank you for coming along with us on our quilting journey and the YouTube adventure that we're on. We have some wonderful plans for 2023. And it includes a lot more, like with the Facebook group and the rooms feature and sewing and hanging out with people. Those monthly Zoom sew dates are still in the works. We have a lot of fun ideas coming up for 2023. And we hope you share, like, and subscribe with your friends. That little notification button and subscribing to us really helps us out. Commenting helps us out too. So if you like what you're seeing, let us know. Even send us a like a heart on the comment, that helps so much for us. Okay, you have an absolutely fabulous 2023, and all of our best wishes for you in the future. Okay, take care. Bye.